What's going on, guys? Finna get ready to change the oil on my 96 Tahoe. What's going on, guys? About to get ready to change the oil on my 96 Tahoe. Before winter hit, getting it ready, getting all the stuff changed before I end up having to put it in storage. I mean, the snow ain't hit or nothing yet, but I'm just doing it kind of early before I get too bagged up on my other vehicles and stuff to get this done, because I really haven't been doing a whole lot. On this one, I use the Super Tech 5W30, and then I use a quarter Lucas heavy oil stabilizer. And for the oil, usually I pick up one bottle of synthetic or one bottle of high mileage oil. I mean, normally I just use all conventional, but every once in a while I pick up a bottle of the high mileage. It's not by accident. That's what I usually do. Been doing that for a year, so yeah. So let me get to it. On this one, I won't be changing my oil filter, but I'll show you guys where it's at, because I barely drive this vehicle. So I mean, I put maybe 1,500 miles a year, if that, on here. So what I do is I change the oil every 6 months, because even though you ain't driving it, that oil's sitting, getting moisture in it and stuff. So I just change it every 6 months regardless. But on the filter side, I change the filter I change the filter once a year and change the oil twice a year, if that makes sense. So because I'm not doing a whole lot of driving, so it shouldn't be any like metal shavings or anything up in the filter, because the oil's still basically clean when I take it out. I just a habit. I'm probably gonna end up selling this this vehicle, this truck, probably during income tax time, because I really don't drive it like that. I put the wheels on here, did all the music, did all that stuff to it, and I barely drive it. And plus I'm running out of room for vehicles. So let me get to it. I got my oil. I gotta go get the pan to catch the oil, and I got my ratchet with the 16 millimeter socket on there. So let me get up. Let me go get this pan, get up under there, and I get to it. All right, guys, here's the where the oil pan is located. It's like right in the center. And to the right of that, I don't know if you can see that, to the right of that and up is the oil filter. So another good thing about this vehicle is we're having the 26-inch wheels on here, or whatever like that, and it being a truck, I don't have to really jack it up to change the oil. That's another good thing, because having them vehicles like my Honda, for instance, I got to jack that bad boy up to get to it. So yeah, let me see if I can. Another thing, I have to end up getting me a something to put my phone on, like a tripod or something, because it's hard to get to do stuff and holding this at the same time. Put my pan up under here to catch this oil. Remember, guys, when you catch the oil, always recycle your oil. And if oil refinery, what's that, oil recycler center or that's nearby you, or AutoZone. I usually take mine to AutoZone sometimes. Well, most of the time. And then sometimes I actually keep it in jugs until I get ready to do it, because I don't do every, I don't take it up there right away. I wait till I get, enough of them. And then sometimes I end up like if I get tools or something like that, like a bunch of old tools, I'll be buying old tools and I got them like in a pail or something. I use that oil to soak my tools in it, and then I take it off, take it out and wipe it off. use it to keep my tools from getting rusty, but all right. And I'm gonna let that drain, and then I'm gonna come back in like 10-15 minutes to let it all drain out. All right. Oh yeah, guys. Another thing I forgot to tell you that the stuff in the white bottle, which is the quarter Lucas. In the summertime, you probably don't too much have to worry about it, but it's kind of a little cool out here. So what I did, I had to take that bottle in the house and let it sit in some warm water. You can put some water in the microwave, or if your faucet water get hot enough, or you can sit it by the heater. Or if it's warm outside, you can sit it by in the sun, because that stuff kind of thick. Just sit it in there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then let that thin it up, because it'll be easier to pour that way. So while that stuff's sitting, I'm gonna get up under here and tighten this drain plug up, and then we're gonna I'm gonna run in the house and get that. Then we're gonna come back. All right, guys. Make sure to stop. Just stop dripping. All right, still dripping a little bit. That's fine. I can go ahead and stick the drain plug back in there. And guys, on the drain plug, make sure, like, if you dropped it on the ground, if you lay it in the grass or whatever, just wipe it off real good, and make sure that there's no rocks or sand or anything in the grooves. So it'll go back in easy, and then when you tighten it up, it'll go flat, and you won't have to worry about any leaks or nothing like that, or stripping the plug out. So let me get that. I got to put the camera down because I only got 2 hands. I wish I had more hands, but I don't. All right, guys, got that back here. Now let me tighten it up. And before I tighten this up, let me explain this to you guys. I know the right way to do it is, like I said in all my videos, is to to torque it down. Look up the torque specs for your vehicle and use a torque wrench to torque the drain bolt down. But I've been doing this my way. You know, sometimes people get caught in their ways. And just because you don't have no problem over the years doesn't mean it's the right way. But I've been doing it like this without a torque wrench for a long time, and I haven't had any problems. Just be mindful of your own strength and don't over tighten it, because over tighten it can cause a problem the next time. You don't want to crack nothing, you don't want to strip nothing out, and you don't want to make it hard for the next person to change the oil, or you to do it the next time you have to change it. So just be mindful of that. Alright, guys. You don't need to put that much on it. Just go with your own without forcing it. If you put too much, okay, there you go. That's good enough for me. All right. So let me run in the house and get this quarter Lucas out the water, because I got to sit in some hot water so it can be easy to pour, because the stuff kind of thick. And then I'll come back out here and pour it in, and that about wraps it up. Real simple. 10 minutes or less oil change. All right, let me go get this stuff and I'll be right back. All right, guys. I pulled the everything but the Lucas. I pulled 4 quarts of oil in it. This truck take 5 quarts of oil, or just a little bit of hair over, depending on how you get it parked, depending on the filter size, depending on a lot of stuff. But it's around 5. It's around 5 quarts. I've heard a bunch of people say different: 5, 5 1/4, 5, a little bit over 5. So we're gonna go with 5 to a little bit over 5 quarts. Just a hair over 5 quarts. It's not gonna hurt anything. I pulled everything but the Lucas. Like I told you, I had to sit in some hot water to thin it out, to make it pour faster. Because if that stuff cold, you don't want to sit all day. You know, you just turn the bottle upside down and go on about your business and come back later. But it should take nothing but about 5 minutes or less to pour, if that. Yeah, now let me show you the dipstick. I have to put in the forecourt. And, be mindful that, remember, I didn't change the filter on this one because I told you I don't change the filter every oil change because I don't drive it like that. Put less than 1,500 miles a year on it. So yeah, you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but it's just up under the full mark. So let me put this Lucas in and we're gonna go from there. All right, guys, another thing I meant to mention too about Lucas, I know people have mixed feelings about the Lucas oil stabilizer because the stuff thick, but I mean, honestly, I have nothing bad to say about it. Would I put it in a new vehicle? Would I put it in a vehicle that's under 100,000 miles? No. When my vehicles get to 200,000 miles and over, then I start to use the Lucas. You know, and I done have vehicles, especially trucks, Tahoe, two-door Yukons. I done had them vehicles 300, 400 to 500,000 miles. I had a Suburban. I had a 95 Suburban that I sold it. I sold it, had around, I estimate like 471,000 miles before I sold it. Yes, it leaked oil, but everything was original, like the original trans, original motor, everything was original in there. You know, I'm not gonna say that I get 100% to Lucas, but I've been using Lucas in all my vehicles, you know, and I've been changing the oil regularly. So hey, if it was like a lot of people say, I put Lucas in there, it messed up my engine. Man, look, I mean, if this stuff mess up your engine, that means your engine was probably something probably was already wrong with it. It was already going bad. Because like I said, from my experience, all my vehicles, I may have vehicles to fail, but not come from putting Lucas in it. You know, if it failed at 400,000 miles, I'm not gonna blame it on nothing but old age. It's just like somebody dying at 105 years old. 105, they go to the hospital and they die and they're 105 years old. You can't be like, oh, it's because they didn't eat right, or because of the doctor did this. Just time to go. It's just old age. Ville got 400 some thousand miles and the engine go. You can't blame it on Lucas. It's time to go. A lot of people don't even get their vehicles. I done seen vehicles at 120,000 miles with the motor locked up. A lot of time it's the people not taking care of the vehicle. And anyway, guys, I'm not gonna hold you up, but I'm gonna show you how thick this. Now you see how easy this stuff pouring out? I mean, it still look thick. Just imagine if this stuff was cold. But what I usually do, I just turn the bottle upside down like that, and I let it pour, or like that, or you could just like squeeze it out. And this can get messy too if you if it slip or you move it. But if you get it down on the exhaust, it'll burn off. No, I wouldn't even worry about it. And yes, and another thing why I use Lucas is I know this stuff thick, but if you look at that that test thing that they have in the auto parts store with the Lucas in it, the number one reason why I use Lucas, because like I'm gonna put it in my Honda, but I'm not gonna put a whole quart. I'm probably gonna use a half a quart or a quarter of a quart in my Honda because I like the formula that they got. It's just not that it's thick. A lot of people miss the point that if you look at that wheel they got in the stores, like a little spin wheel with this stuff in it, they show you how it look with regular oil, then they show you how it look with Lucas. People miss this whole point. All they look at is like, oh, it's thick. That stuff is thick. You don't have to use the whole bottle. You could just use a quarter of it, half of it. You know, I'm just using the whole thing, but I like the fact that the formula that's in it, whatever is in here, it allows this stuff, it bonds to the oil and it let the oil stick to the inside the motor, like to the moving parts. That's what you want, because with regular motor oil, when you cut the car off, all of it drains to the bottom of the pan. With this stuff, the Lucas, like you seen, like it's spinning in the wheel. When you stop spinning the wheel, all of the regular oil just come off. But this the motor oil with the Lucas in it, it stick to the gears. It stick to the side of the engine. This formula that's mixed with the oil, it allows the oil to stay up there. So when you try to start the vehicle, you won't have a dry start. You see what I'm saying? Because the most engine wear comes from when you start your vehicle, because all the motor oil goes down to the pan and in the filter. So when you start it up, that's a dry start. That's where you get most of your wear and tear. But with the Lucas in there, it lets the oil, most of the oil drain to the pan, but some of it sticks to the moving parts where it need to be at. So when you come out and start your car in the morning, or it's been sitting for a while, by the time your car warmed up, by the time the oil get up there, you'll be fine, because it's already oil and the Lucas stuck to the moving parts that got to move when you start the vehicle up. So that's just my take on that. I know a lot of people gonna argue with that, but it's just common sense for me. You know, that's why I use it. It's definitely good for dry starts. And if you don't drive your vehicle a lot, just think about this. If you don't start your vehicle in store, you don't start it for a year, and all that oil drained to the pan, down to the back, all of it drip down. You go to start it up, it's gonna put wear and tear. But this Lucas, it's like honey, sticky. It bonds to the oil, and it let the oil stick to the side. So if you letting it sit for a while, or you coming out, you drive your vehicle, you won't have much wear and tear on startup by using the Lucas. And no, they not paying me. No, I'm not doing no promo for them. I'm just telling the truth, you know. That's why I use it. And it's got to be something to it, because all my vehicles, 200, 300, 400,000 miles on them. And like I said, I be selling these vehicles 400-some thousand miles, and vehicles still running. And people can't believe it. Like, oh man, a lot of them vehicles be running better than new vehicles. You know, I change the oil regularly. I do tune up when it need to be done. You know, do my suspension. I do my wear and tear. I just don't. If something go wrong, I fix it. You know, I just don't keep driving it. And that's how your vehicles last long. I know a lot of people like newer vehicles because they have less problems, but it's not that old vehicles gonna give you problems. Just that if they properly taken care of. I mean, why get a car note if I have because a lot of times people get a car note. Say for instance, they get a car note on a new vehicle. Okay, when the time that vehicle get 150,000 miles, you having all types of problems out of it. And you need a motor. Some people motor lock up. They need this done. They need that done. You know, if I got a 95 or 96, all them years old, and I've been driving it for 10 years, and I still got the original motor and trans on it. No note. Basic wear and tear. It sounds like I won. Because over time, the car cost $30,000. In 6 or 7 years paying notes, you probably would pay 50 or 60, almost double what the car's worth. But me, if I drive my 96, that's gonna last way more than 10 years with minimum wear and tear, you know, do the math. You know, I get it. Some people need new vehicles because, like, they got good paying jobs, so you need to have a way to work. Or you might have a wife or a baby mother, you know, with your kids, and you don't want her to get stranded or broke down on the road. But, you know, other than that, man, I'm not getting no car note. It just don't make sense. Maybe in the future, just for a vehicle, for content, but for my channel. But other than that, though, I'm going to stick with what I know. All right, guys, so that's all up in there. And I know I don't have to check it. You see how sticky that stuff is? I don't have to check the dipstick because I did this 100 times over. I know that it's full, and I'm just gonna end the video like that. And for you guys that watch this full video, man, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and rest in peace to Breonna Taylor. Y'all drop them hearts in the comments for Breonna Taylor. Put rest in peace, a heart, and put Breonna Taylor in the comments, and that's how I know you guys watched the whole video. All right, guys, later, and be safe. I'm out. Perfect.